right, it's a beautiful evening across Africa, and you know how we do it. This is the spot where Africa plays its game, and of course, you know it's Football Africa when I say that. My name is Adeoye Salem, and it's a wonderful evening. Wherever you are across Africa, get ready, you know, because this is one of the evenings you've been waiting for. This is our program you've been waiting for. We talk football, and we talk basically African football. Okay, it's less than 48 hours to the opening of the African Cup of Nations 2015. Last week, if you were with us, we took a look into the first two groups, that's Group A and B. This week, we'll be looking at Group C and D. What are their chances? Who are the key players? What do they have to offer? And all of that. I'm not going to be doing the talking alone tonight. I've got my friends in the house, and they will be doing justice to Road to AFCON. By this time next week, it will be AFCON proper. And you know how we do it on R2 TV. We keep you informed. Don't forget, you can always go on all of your Upward and download our app. Yeah, we're on BlackBerry, Upward, and all of that, Google and all of that. Just make sure you download our app. Just type in R2 TV in your search page. And of course, once they come out, click it, download it, and of course, enjoy every minute with R2 TV. You'll be glad you did. And of course, you will never miss 1 minute of Football Africa. You know why we do that? Because we're television everywhere and we like to keep our promise. So we'll take a short break now. When we come back, we should start with Group C of the African Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea 2015. But don't forget also that the phone lines will be open. So you at home, you have a chance to also contribute to the topic. And when I say you have a chance to contribute to the topic, I mean you have a chance to contribute to the topic. If you can't call in, you can always get on our social media pages on Facebook. It is www.facebook.com/myr2tv. Of course, on Twitter, it is at R2_TV. And of course, on Instagram, it is at R2TV. So keep it locked down, don't go away. Football Africa will continue in a short while. When we return, we'll be taking Group C of the African Cup of Nations. My friends and I will see you after this break. Thank you.
You can now watch R2TV online at royalrootstv.com and on your smartphones by downloading the R2TV app for Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile from the respective app stores. Apps for iOS devices coming soon. R2TV, entertainment at its best, entertainment everywhere.
Initially, it was a bit rough for him at Spurs, but you know he's been able to actually come into the team, and in fact the Brazilian guy Paulinho actually lost his place to this young lad, and it's a very good midfielder. He can move the ball and he can actually do a pretty decent job right in front of the defense. So same more as a box-to-box midfielder who can actually,
box-to-box midfielder.
help out the team.
And also, I think I'll look at his background, growing up in France, playing for their under-20 and under-17 side. I think that has given him the enough tactical edge in Africa. But how far will he be able to cope with the weather? Growing up in Europe, playing in Europe, now coming to Africa for the Nations Cup.
And also, let me just chip in when you talked about France. I remember him saying at one point when he was interviewed that why did he choose to play for Algeria? He said when he was a young child growing up that whenever France loses, he doesn't cry. But whenever Algeria loses a game, he actually cries. So it was at that point, that was why he
That
knew.
means the blood runs in him.
The Algerian blood.
But sometimes the heart is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Okay, let's look at Riyad Karim Mahrez, the guy from Leicester City in England. Leicester City on the overall, and then this young man playing, and he's in the Algerian national team.
I think what works for Algeria is not that because they have 5 or 7 exceptional players, but when you look at the North African sides, Egypt, Tunisia, all of them, they are just like a nucleus of so many particles coming together to form one fantastic molecule. So when you look at this this guy that plays for Leicester City,
Riyad.
they are not doing well in the EPL.
Yes.
But I think if he comes back to the Algerian national team, he's going to blend with the others, and they will deliver.
Okay. So you're saying that we should look out for Algeria?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I did have something to say.
Yes, and why saying we should look out for them, I have one reservation about them. The fact that sometimes North African teams, they tend to struggle whenever they're playing outside their region, with the exception of Egypt. You know, Egypt still happens to be the only team that has won the AFCON when it is hosted outside North Africa. So now I don't know how well they will cope, you know, mentally, you know, how well they would actually be able to thrive on the pressure of being outside their region, you know, being able to actually deliver when it matters most, when you are away from your comfort zone. So I think that's just like the question mark. But Egypt has done it before, and I don't see why they can't do it.
Okay, Egypt has, you're talking about Egypt now, but our focus is on Algeria. Okay, Algeria, if you want to say, I'll take my pick, I'll put my money on anyone in this group, would you put your money on Algeria?
No, I put my money on Ghana.
As number one?
Yes.
Ade?
I'll go Algeria.
You go Algeria?
Yeah.
Okay. 1-1.
It's my money.
It's your money.
Yes, I invest anywhere.
Oh, well, I could give you my money.
No.
I want to invest in you.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
So your take is
I'm sticking to Ghana because
sticking to Ghana.
Yeah, you know, a young side mixed with experience.
Okay, quickly, Senegal and South Africa. Ade, deal with Senegal. Let me hear you. Alangires, they've got Papis Demba Cissé, they've got Sadio Mane, and they've got Moussa Sow.
Actually, Mane is injured.
Mane is injured.
Yes,
So
I don't know if there's been any developments as to whether
the extent of his injury also is
but officially he is injured, and we are not expecting to.
Hold on to your thoughts. We have a caller. Hello, Wilson from Abuja. How are you doing? We're fine. Wilson, we're looking at Group C of the African Cup of Nations. Who do you think will go out of that group? We've got Ghana, we've got Algeria, we've got Senegal, and we've got South Africa. What's your take?
Actually, I've been listening to I've been watching the show, and I think Asamoah Gyan is injured. Like, he was injured yesterday.
Yes, he's injured.
I'm not sure it's a mind game. Like, contrary to what one of your guests was saying. Like, I'm not sure. I think he's injured. You get, and then but they still have Ayew, and they have couple. They have Apia, and they have a couple of players too that will do well. So I think I'll go for Ghana and Algeria. I'll go for Algeria. You know, South Africa might pull off surprises too.
Okay. You know, one funny thing about these injuries is that sometimes they're just minor, and then they blow it up. They make it look larger than life. So that's why Afolabi said it's a mind game. Or Afolabi, you have something to say to it?
No, I think I've explained enough. Coming from a coach who has an English background, who has managed a side in England, I think he knows the level at which a mind game will go.
Okay, all right. On this discussion, on this take, I think I have something to say to him too.
You know, if they've come out to actually say he's injured, we have to just believe them and just accept the fact that he's injured, and we wish him well and hope he recovers soon enough.
All right. Then.
I believe it might just be a minor injury, as you guys have said, and then probably in the next match or so, we'll just see how Asamoah Gyan.
All right then. That's the magic of the game. You know, one injury, and then because the blood of the motherland flows in you, you want to play the game. I'd like to say to you, my friend, please go on all of our social media pages and just leave your comment there. And also download the app, the R2TV app, and you'll be glad you did. Entertainment everywhere.
And then I'm very hello?
Hello, I'm here. I'm here with you.
Yeah, I'm very excited that Nigeria is not even going for the AFCON. Like,
whoa.
Because I think complacency is a big deal in football and anything we do. And then Nigerians, the players, like, they feel like, okay, because we won the last AFCON, and then we feel like we're on top of the world. And then we're not going to the very, very good. It's a very good day for us. I think we'll work better towards the next AFCON.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you for calling, my friend. We hope to hear more from you. Keep watching Football Africa. Keep enjoying the game, and, of course, keep enjoying television everywhere. Thank you very much. Okay, now, we've got very little time. Let's look at South Africa.
You know, I was talking about Senegal before.
Okay, yes. Quickly, Senegal, 1 minute.
Demba Ba, he was left out of the squad, and but they still have Papi Cissé. They have the
Moussa Sow.
Yeah, they have Sow and Ndoye, and the Stoke City guy, Mamour Diouf. And actually, I think going by the performances in the qualification series, where I think they did quite well, But then, you know, this group is so tight. You know, it's so tight, and as much as I want to, you know, give them a chance, I don't know.
You still put your money on Nigeria.
It's just so difficult to see beyond Ghana and Algeria.
Okay, Onyafalabi, quickly, South Africa.
I know millions of Nigerians, they would never want South Africa to progress out of that group. But the fact remains that these guys are good, coming from bunch of players playing in their home league, and also motivated by the almighty Sheikhs Mashaba. So I think with the African spirit behind them, and also the loss of their captain and also keeper, what's his name now?
Yeah, that was shot.
The guy that was shot, you know, I think the spirit might probably be behind them, and maybe or maybe not, they might qualify from the group.
Okay, all right, that's the take of my friends Onyafalabi and Adebamishile on Group C. Don't go away, Football Africa continues, and remember, the phone lines are open, and of course our social media pages are ever ready to take in your comments. We'll be back after this timeout. This is Football Africa, and this is where Africa loves to play its game. We'll be back in a brief.
You can now watch R2TV online at royalrootstv.com and on your smartphones by downloading the R2TV app for Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile from the respective app stores. Apps for iOS devices coming soon. R2TV, entertainment at its best, entertainment everywhere.
Sometimes I wish I could run the commentary like some of Nigeria's finest commentators, especially one particular commentator that I grew up meeting, you know, that I grew up knowing. That I didn't meet him, I'm trying to farms. That I grew up hearing on radio is a great, great, great one. Well, my man went to commentary because this Nations Cup is starting, and you know how it is. Commentators can actually make your heart go. Well, I've got one Superman here who loves to run his commentary in a superb way. And his name is Super ABC. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I need to tell you this. Adebamishile quickly has to be somewhere, and so Super ABC ever ready. Super ABC is ready or not? Ever ready. Super Duper ABC, actually. So, Super Duper ABC and Oni Afolabi will be trading tackles on Group D. Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, and of course, our neighbor, Cameroon. Okay, quickly. Your take on Mali Super ABC?
Basically, you have to give it up for a team that's have a good spirit when it comes to fighting for African football. Mali are the country that you can't write them about. Basically, they are a small country and they are going real strong at the moment. Fighting away with so many issues, and you can't take away the big lad they have in their team. Keita. He's a man that you need to watch out for. He has 93 caps for the national team, and he's a big player to watch out for.
Okay, what about Bakary Sako?
You just can't take it away. He played for Wolverhampton in England, and he's a big player that you have to count on as a team. We do mention last week that you have to take in the foreign experience to blend it with the local experience that we have in-house, and that's a big issue that African is having at the moment, because Africans are exporting lots of their creative players to the foreign world. And that is one thing that the national team also need to make a good impact in the war, in the Nations Cup that's coming out.
Okay, you know, we have to go out bread and butter issue, you know. Okay, Onyafalabi, your take on Mali?
Mali, they finished second behind Algeria in the qualifying series. They have big guys, but they also have other teams coming up against them, like Cote d'Ivoire, like Cameroon, also having bigger guys. So I think if Mali wants to qualify from the group, they don't have to depend on their strength, but they have to depend on their technical and tactical ability.
Oh, yeah, technical ability. That's very, very key in this game. Now, let's look at all the teams in this group. We've got Mali, we've got Cote d'Ivoire, we've got Guinea, we've got Cameroon. When it comes to the technicalities of the game, who do you think have it the most?
I would like to say, basically, when it comes to African football, technical approach is really lacking. And mostly African play 4-4-2 formation, and it's all defensive formation. Like they don't always go out to attack. They defend mostly and sit back to soak the pressure of any team and counter attack or take some long distance shots.
They put the long ball in.
Long ball in. Just the way our Sunday, but I just have to recall that goal against the Ivorians in the 2013 African Cup of Nations in South Africa. It's a big goal that you might just count. So that is what African play on. Distance shots and also counter attack once in a while. We deliver the goals for any team.
Okay, now, but do you believe that technicalities in African game is off point?
Very, I think it's on point from what he said. Because when you look at the way we play our football here, we don't play technical football, we play physical football. We launch the ball forward. We make sure that 11 people are always behind the ball. You know, they call it police
football. Kick and follow.
That's what we play in Africa. But I think you have to give it to Ivory Coast. You know, most of their players, they play in Europe, big clubs, Man City, name the clubs, Chelsea. I think if anybody stands a chance, or anybody or any team is under pressure to deliver, I think it's the Ivorians. Okay.
Don't forget at home that our phone lines are open, ever ready, open to take your calls. And of course, you know how we do it on Football Afrique. Call in, let's hear you. 08091222284, 08091222285, 08091222286. The lines are open. Get on your phone, call us, get on our social media, talk to us. The conversation is never ending. Why? Because we're television everywhere. Okay. Police football.
Well, the reason why we call it police football is because if you want to look at Mali, their biggest player, Seydou Keita, just have only 2 goals for him, for the national team. That's to show how the slim margin of goals that are always being produced by big players for the African national teams. Even the last friendly, I could just go back a little bit for the Ivory Coast against Nigeria. The goal was a slim goal, and it was called by their key player. What's his name? Well, basically, just moving ahead from that, is a slim goal, a 1 goal difference between Ivory Coast and Nigeria. So you might just look at it as for the tactical approach. If you are saying a tactical approach for the team, it's really tight.
But say plays
for them to produce good results.
AS Roma, and one of the key things about AS Roma, the most remarkable thing happened last weekend when the big guy himself, Francisco Totti, took a selfie. But this is not Francisco's time.
I think when it comes to technical and tactical ability, a player may probably know much more about the game, but it boils down to the bench. Okay, read the match, this guy's not doing what I asked him to do before the match. Okay, I think this guy can do more than what this guy is doing. Substitution, forward run, running into space, you know, set pieces, everything comes around, you roll them together, and it becomes the tactical and technical.
Okay, I love money. I love to put my money where I can make a profit. So if I have to put my money somewhere, if I really have to put my money somewhere, and I say, okay, gentlemen, I've got cash in my pocket, and I'd like to give it to you to play around. Who would you put your money on? Mali? Would you put your money on Mali?
I don't put money on teams when they play football because they fail to perform, they fail to deliver at...
I'm giving you my money to place.
It's going to go on Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay.
Côte d'Ivoire will just be...
Hold it right there. Hold it right
put
there.
my money on.
Oni?
To progress out of the group?
Yeah.
Mali can't go anywhere.
Okay. My Malian friends, please do not abandon us. My friends have just said that you guys will not progress, leave the group. But whatever it is, we still believe it's an African team. You guys will do well. Okay, we have a call right now. We have a caller, Samuel from Ife, right? Samuel, how you doing? Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, Samuel. Good evening.
Yeah. I'm feeling good. Good evening.
Okay, good evening, Samuel.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to the program.
Okay, Samuel, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Ghanaian team.
You want to talk about the Ghanaian team? Okay, let me hear your take on the Ghanaian team.
The team consists of very young, talented players. Yeah, but Asamoah Gyan and 2 other players had a little knock. That is why the coach said they are not fit.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm sure that the first match or the second match, Asamoah Gyan and those 2 players will play.
Okay. My brother.
Yeah, they just had a little knock during training.
Okay. My brother, you believe so much in the Ghanaian team. Are you a Ghanaian?
Oh, yes, I'm a Ghanaian.
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie, Minisame.
Okay.
Charlie, Adam, Papa, Kelly, you're today happy.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you. I enjoy your program.
The Ghana I'm speaking is Accra, Ghana, so that's what I'm speaking, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you from what part of Ghana? What region?
I'm from Volta region.
Okay. All right. Thank you for calling, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Don't forget, you can download us all our app on all of your app word from BlackBerry app word, Google Play Store, and of course Windows Store, and on the iPhone. And don't forget, get on Twitter and Facebook and talk to me. We'll talk back to you. We love our people. Thank you very much, Ghani, and thank you very much for your faith in the Ghanaian national team.
Okay.
And just a bit of news for you for the Ghanaians. Wakaso will not be playing also. Because I follow Ghana football very well. He will not be playing. So it's a big issue for Ghana national team. But I believe for the coach, maybe with what my friend has said earlier on, mind game might just be into it for the team. So let's just see how it pans out for them in the national squad.
Okay. Quickly, let's move to Côte d'Ivoire. I'm enjoying tonight's show. I'm really having fun, I'm going to make a lot of money because you guys will be there to decide for me. I'm going to make a lot of money. They've said that I should not put my money on Mali. I hope somebody from Bamako will not call and say no, he's going to have to quarrel with them. Well, I didn't say so, they said so. I'm putting my money on all the African teams. Okay, now let's go to Côte d'Ivoire.
You have to start with Yaya Toure. He's the biggest player at the moment.
Yeah, we have his brother.
A big shout out to Yaya Toure. He's a player that you have to, call on and deliver at any moment. They are also having a new player to join in the club side with Bonny. He's coming out from Swansea. He's already made the move already, and I believe he will want to cement his confidence by showing off in the African Cup of Nations.
I need to ask you this: Wilfred Bonny to Manchester City, what are his chances? They've got Sergio Kun Aguero, they've got Edin Dzeko. What are his chances?
If you watch him very well, he's a box striker. A striker that always positions himself anywhere. He knows how to get his positioning. He's good on air and he's good with the foot.
We have another caller. Hello, Marvin from Maryland. How you doing? Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Okay, good evening, Marvin. How are you doing? It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time I called. You still record?
Of course I do. And you told me that you let your son or daughter play football if they ever choose to play football.
Of course. Though I don't know so much about sports.
All right,
I
then.
would let them do what they wish.
Okay.
Especially if it's okay with them.
Okay, thank you, Marvin. Marvin, your take on this Nations Cup?
For me, I've not actually called to give you my take.
Okay.
So, I just want to say, compared to the last time I called, I think each time the show comes up on air, I enjoy it, and it's getting better. Kudos to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Marvin.
And I love the way the other guys spoke about Ghana. It's fantastic. I thought I could just become a Ghanaian at the moment.
Me a Ghanaian boy, papa.
I love the chale,
Okay, now.
All right.
I will say Kwaba when we want to say welcome.
Okay.
So Kwaba to RTV.
All right.
Okay, Marvin, officially now you are our #1 super duper fan from Maryland.
I'm endorsing it. Super Duper ABC is endorsing it.
Okay, Super Duper ABC just endorsed you. Thank you very much, Marvin, for calling.
All right. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you too. Okay, Yaya Toure.
I've been mentioning Yaya Toure. I say he's a big player. He's a guy that will definitely deliver for them up front. But you have to go ahead and make some attack. And the only player that will provide that attack for them is Jovio. Jovio is
AS Roma.
From AS Roma. He's a player that bring life to that up front there for the national team. And his running is always fantastic. He makes good runs, good passes, and he's always there to deliver.
But you can also trust the guy because he's very, very wasteful in front of goal. So I think you have to rely on Bonny. You have to rely on Salomon Kalou, who scored against Nigeria.
Exactly.
And also Yaya Toure, who has scored 9 goals for Manchester City this season.
Okay.
I think the guy is fantastic.
It's fantastic. Of course, we've got Czech. They have Czech, Ismail Tiote, and Kolo Abib Toure. That's Kolo Toure. But let's leave that. Let's quickly go to Cameroon, my next door neighbor. Cameroon. Cameroon.
I think Cameroon and Ivory Coast, they will know themselves so much because they played in the same group during the qualifying series, and they disappointed people at the World Cup because of their on-field conduct, where two players were fighting, and I think that must have been dealt with, which led to the
exclusion,
to the retirement of Alex Song from the Cameroon national squad. But I see a Cameroonian side evolving.
All right, hold on to that. We have a caller. Hello, how you doing?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How's Egbeda tonight?
Egbeda is looking great.
Okay, I like that. Egbeda is looking great. What's your take? It's AFCON.
The truth is, well, Nigeria isn't going to the competition.
Oh, we've heard that too many
I'm
times.
not sad. I am happy because it's going to afford us enough time to go back to the drawing board and get things right.
The drawing board is full.
Super ABC says the drawing board is full.
What I have an issue with is the fact that everybody has picked Algeria to be favorites. I'm even looking at your Facebook timeline, and I'm a little disappointed that people are leaving Ghana out of it. Things like Ghana, things like Mali out of the lot, and rooting for Algeria. It's quite disappointing. I feel Ghana, they've got the squad and the technicalities required to win the AFCON 2015 championship. I want to believe somebody there, or me, or somebody might agree with me that everybody saying Algeria, even the post you guys put up saying Algeria, I totally want to disagree with that.
Okay. Your take. Okay, let's go to Group D. Let's look at Mali, Cote d'Ivoire. You mentioned Mali, but we know they're not a very strong team. God help them. Of course, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, Cameroon. These four teams. Who would you pick?
Well, from that, to be truthful, I would pick Cameroon.
Cameroon. Only do you agree with?
I don't agree with that.
Super ABC.
You have to go with Cameroon. They've been in the competition 17 times.
17 times.
And how many times have they won the competition?
And they have won it 4 times in a row. It's a big country that you have to count on. The last time Ghana won the competition was in 1982.
Yeah.
And for Cameroon, it was in 2002.
So can you hear that? Okay, they say so you're going with Cameroon.
But at the same time, you also have to look at this Ivorian side.
Okay.
You know, they've been in the final now for the past 2 or 3 editions where they nearly got the cup.
Okay, all right. I'd like to say this. The conversation continues. It never ends. It never, ever ends. So get on our social media pages and tackle us. Tackle everyone. Give your own opinion. That's what we love to see. It's Football Afrique. We love the way Africa plays our game. And of course, you know how it is. We'd like to hear from you too, because you are also part of the player that Africa needs. So get on there. And thank you for calling. And my regards to all the people of Egbeda. Okay, so we'll quickly go back to Cameroon before we come to Guinea.
Now, well, you were mentioning Cameroon, and I told you Cameroon won it the last time, 2002. It was a painful experience, 2000, when they won it in the national stadium if you're in Nigeria. Every Nigerian, we're very, very sad about that. Just going back to the team, they have 16 overseas players. And then you can also see that those players are building on strongly. They are removing the bad eggs. Good work from the coach, Vonka Fink. I think he's a coach that understands African football. He's traveled along. He's played with different countries, different teams already. So Cameroon is just one of the latest team that he's been with. He just got his job 6 months ago, and I believe for this Nations Cup, rooting out the bad eggs and also keeping the good players. Young is a player that you can just argue that is one of the players that might just make a good run in the midfield. 2009, he made his debut for the national team as a good player to work with.
Oh, okay. So you like to go with Cameroon? Oni?
Do you like to go with Cameroon?
I will definitely go because of their coach. Vonka Fink is a good coach. He has the experience, and definitely that experience will count for the national team.
Okay.
I think I will go with Ivory Coast because, you know, the height at which they are right now, their football, I think is amazing. Bonin just moving to Manchester City, that we had another morale another pep to his game.
And he want to prove a point.
And also prove a point. Yaya Toure came forth. 14th all over the world, as in the FIFA Ballon d'Or, winning the African Footballer of the Year, and Gervinho, who has been so exceptional for AS Roma. I think looking at this side, who are so desperate to win something before Yaya Toure and the likes retire, I think they have to go for broke.
Okay, let's go for Guinea. Guinea. What's your take? You guys just went.
No. The thing is,
Why did you just go? I like. We were talking about Mali. Yes, we're talking about Cameroon. Yeah. Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah. Guinea.
no, the thing is, you just have to go back into the archive and get information out. I'm talking about big players they have. They have Kevin Constant. One of the biggest players that is also among them is Ibrahim Traore. He plays for Mönchengladbach. And he's a good player to count on. He has played 4 years with the national team, and that is just a good move for them, a striker on that part. You can't take away the likelihood of getting spring out surprises. They have also won the African Cup of Nations once, and so you definitely want to put them on the map to have a good struggle with other big teams like Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon when you get on in their fixtures in the group stages.
Ibrahim Traore perhaps is the only player plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany. They've got most of the players play in France and Germany, Turkey, Belgium, Austria, Guinea, Portugal, Denmark. But how strong are they? How strong?
On the strong part of them, you definitely want to count on overseas strengths. That is where they always bank on. African, at the moment, are banking on players that have well-structured training, good infrastructures, well medical checkups that keeps them in fit and keep them intact for the matches. So their experience and their well-training overseas will definitely work for the national team. That is why we are talking majorly on the overseas players that are coming back home to impact their impact on.
I have money in the bank. I want to invest, and I want you, Super ABC, to help me invest my money, so to say.
Okay.
AFCON 2015. Would you put your money on Guinea for me?
Well, I will definitely put my money on these teams. They have 11 overseas players. And looking at their players they have overseas and the players that are currently with the squad, 11 is enough to make a team.
No.
So if you have 11 foreign-based players that are in your team, it will definitely. The only problem you have is blending. The blend is one of their key problems. If they can blend very well quickly, in 48 hours, I think they...
If they can blend in 48 hours. Okay, Oni, I want you to invest my money for me. What will you do?
I think they're going to beat Mali, play a draw with Cameroon, and lose to Cote d'Ivoire.
So 4 points.
So 4 points.
They're going to beat Mali,
yes,
play a draw with Cameroon, and lose to Cote d'Ivoire. Okay.
They are playing in their backyard. So home advantage in Africa counts a lot.
Okay. Home advantage in Africa counts a lot. It's been a wonderful evening. But I'd like to ask you this. This is the Nations Cup, where a lot of things are happening. A lot is happening to the game. A lot is happening in the game. How do you think that the game can get better on the overall?
Yep, I think African countries, we should watch our own backs. You know, the way Morocco pulled out of the world, the AFCON hosting, I think it was so bad, and they wanted to host World Club Championship, where even Spain, maybe they have 1 or 2 Ebola cases, and Real Madrid came from Spain. And also, at the same time, we should also trust in our made-in-African product, not going for a foreign coach. You know, the way Ghana sacked their coach, I was like, what? Are you joking? You're now giving this guy a target for World Cup to qualify for the next World Cup. What about the Nations Cup? Why sack the coach on the eve of the Nations Cup? And thirdly, I think we need to improve our league.
We need to improve our league. Okay, now, Super ABC, your take. How do you think we can improve the game?
I will just talk about the Cup of Nations. The reason why I'm talking about the Cup of Nations is because Equatorial Guinea is taking the bull by the horn. And for every team that are coming into the Nations Cup, they have to go through the main national, their capital for the quarantine. So they're making sure that safety is one of the key reasons, and believe with safety, they can go places. Well, another thing to look at is that population-wise is one of the problems there. Because, you know, when you want to enjoy football, you want to see the crowd there, cheering fans and all the rest. So, but Equatorial Guinea won't give us that much of the crowd there. So it's a big problem at the moment.
But they've got money.
And
They've got money, all monon
the money won't bring the crowd.
It's not going to bring the crowd, but you're going to enjoy yourself.
The highest capacity they have on their stadium is 35,700 capacity, and that stadium is Banta Estadio. And the other stadium they have is Malabo. And the capacity they have on that stadium is 15,000. The next stadium that we'll be hosting is Mangono. And that stadium, the 15,000, and the other stadium, Ebinyi, is 5,000. So it's the capacity ranges are just dropping. And so the fans will not have enough space to come in and cheer their teams.
I think they will have enough space because I think the highest crowd we could ever record was when South Africa hosted. Why? Because of the success they recorded at the World Cup.
2010.
So all the people just came en masse.
But this will be good to quarantine people.
Okay, well,
why not? Because safety first.
Okay,
Yes, safety first. So for the small country hosting it will be good to streamline and
manage
the safety.
and also it would help. It would also help the football, Guinness football.
Yeah,
so I think it's a good choice. All right, we would have loved to go on and on and on and on and on because you know what, Africa never exhausts this game. But this is where we stop tonight on television. But we never stop on the social media. So you just go onto Facebook. It is www.facebook.com/myr2tv. And there, talk to us on your choice. Also, get on Twitter. It is at R2_TV. And of course, you find us on Instagram at R2TV. And of course, don't forget to download our apps. BlackBerry App World, Google Play Store, Windows Store, and of course we're on iOS too. Till we come your way again next week, you sure we'll see some of these guys again next week. My name is still Adjei Salem, and I say to you, keep the game going, keep the fire burning. This is Football Afrique, and we'll be back same time, same station, R2 TV next week.
You can now watch R2 TV online at royalrootstv.com and on your smartphones by downloading the R2 TV app for Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile from the respective app stores. Apps for iOS devices coming soon. R2 TV, entertainment at its best, entertainment everywhere.